Yoga is a way of life and not just physical exercise to tone or sculpt your body. With Yoga Day coming up, we thought let's talk about a wonderful way of incorporating holistic approach to yoga. So we at Rudhi have always talked about maintaining a balance. That's what yoga is also talking about. How about going and making our life more meaningful with the topic curated for our panel today? I'm Maushmi Pal, founder of Woodpecker Media and also the co-admin of the group Your Health in Your Hands. Let's welcome our esteemed panelists. Priyanka Raheja. Hi. Hi.
I'm yoga and I generally relate to and I'm on the visualization of facial yoga and I thankfully
Thank you. Welcome, Priyanka. We also have with us Meenal. Meenal is from Yog Urja. She is a holistic yoga teacher and also a spiritual coach. Welcome, Meenal.
Pranam, I'm Meenal Green from Yoga Urja, Pathway to Yogic Life. I'm a spiritual coach, holistic yoga teacher. I'm also a Reiki master and pranic healer. I'm into various healing modalities and also prenatal and postnatal teacher and Garbha Sanskar teacher. Thank you.
Wow. Welcome, Meenal. And we have with us Dr. Shweta Gaikwad. She's a physiotherapist with more than 9 years of clinical experience. Dr. Shweta, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Maushmi. Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Shweta Gaikwad Kharath. So I'm a UK qualified advanced musculoskeletal physiotherapist and I'm a foot and ankle lower limb expert. I deal with everything, everything related to your posture, your foot and everything. I'll be guiding you all furthermore about everything. Looking forward to this, Maushmi. Thank you.
Awesome. We welcome all our panelists and we would like to start the discussion, today's important topic about yoga and more. So yoga is the oldest practice in India and has a lot of immense value so that we can highlight the importance of doing yoga daily, especially in this time of situation, where everybody is under lockdown at home, people are trying out Zoom classes and also YouTube, everything. So, Dr. Meenal, I would like to begin with you. You are a holistic yoga practitioner. Would you like to talk to us? Share with us what is according to you yoga as a holistic life approach.
Nowadays, people are more connected with the external world or the material world. They are least bothered about their inner world. With the help of yoga, I take them inward. For example, if anyone is doing Paschimottanasana or Padottanasana, you are learning your spine. And what is happening? The stress which is accumulated in your spine, you are surrendering to the Mother Earth. The moment you start doing asanas with awareness, it will help us to go inward. When you are connected with your true self, becomes easier to see what is not your true self. That is mind, body, and thoughts.
Okay, so nice. Priyanka, would you like to tell us? I always see Priyanka and say, her facial yoga gives you the facial spa. You don't need to go to any spa. So, Priyanka, would you like to share with us something about the importance of facial yoga?
Sometimes people wonder that with yoga you can have such glowing skin or maybe you toned jawline and tight skin and it's possible. It is naturally possible. Nature content for facial yoga is a lot of breathing is required. There is no artificial other as such any other form of exercise that we do. It's complete 80% pranayam and 20% of yoga asanas that help you enhance your beauty because it helps you manage the acid alkaline balance of the body. And beyond that, apart from enhancing your face, it also takes care of certain diseases of the body because it's acid alkaline.
Okay, very nice. So where Meenal is talking about, looking inwards, and you are saying that, Priyanka, that, it is about acid alkaline balance and, the glow to come out. I would like to come to Dr. Shweta, that today so many people are talking about practicing yoga at home, doing any form of exercise for that matter to stay physically fit because our movements are restricted. So tell
Yes.
me, what is the importance of correct posture? Because I might be doing yoga, I might be, doing a lot of exercises which is available on the net to check and practice. I'd be very, very happy to do it. But the importance of correct posture and what is the takeaway? Because, यहाँ से अच्छा होगा और वहाँ से गड़बड़. So I want you to give us some tips
Right.
and some valuable insights on that.
Right. So see, yoga goes back, long in traditions. Like, yoga is a very ancient form of exercise practiced by us Indians. And me as a physiotherapist, like, any patient comes to me, I treat them for the knee pain or back pain. And after that, I emphasize that the patient joins yoga to, keep the knee health and the back health maintained. So there are a lot of postures, like Bhujangasana, Paschimottanasana, which help your back pain and knee pain and neck pain, Gaumukhasan for shoulder pain. But then, yes, Moshami, as you very rightly said, these postures, they need to be done in the right pattern, because posture is nothing but the position that the body attains itself, to keep it upright from gravity, from the forces of gravity. And if anything goes wrong, agar ek posture galat form mein kar diya, then the strain which is supposed to come on one particular point, it might go to some other area, and then that might lead to injury. So yes, these days, as you said, a lot of people, they are doing their exercises on Zoom and Google Meets and everything. Yes, the chances of injury is also very high, because there is one person teaching and there are about 20 people doing the exercises,
Correct.
so that one-to-one supervision doesn't happen. So yes,
Correct.
the body postures need to be in the right pattern, because yes, body posture, if it helps you heal, it also might put you in injury. So it needs to be done in the right pattern. So I always advise, yoga needs to be done under one-to-one supervision, after telling all your health problem, your muscle and joint problems, and then of course, once you get a mastery over it, then you can practice all the yoga postures by yourself.
True. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Shweta. So, we hear very often that I love yoga because it's not only the workout for my body, but it also helps me to keep myself fresh, physically fit, no stress, all these things. But tell me, these are very commonly heard, dialogues. But I would like to know from each one of you about the emphasis or the importance of breathing, the right kind of breathing techniques. We'll start with Meenal to know about what is mindful breathing actually.
Yeah. When do we consider a person alive? Like we check his pulse or a breathing. We are made in such a way that by default breathing is important. But
True.
unfortunately, all humans have taken it for granted. Breathing should be smooth, peaceful, and it should be long. I always say, whenever you feel you are angry or anxious or you are in stress, what you need to do, you just need to shift your focus on your breath. The moment we shift our focus on your breath, we come in present moment. As a
Yeah.
human being, we always tend to live either in past or in future.
True.
And the moment we focus on breath, we come in present moment. And that's the beauty of breathing.
Yeah, yeah. So beautifully
Yes.
said, because we try to do breath control. We're trying everything which is there to make a combination. But if the techniques are not right and you don't know the correct techniques, then it can be definitely harmful or very dangerous for that matter. So with that, I would like to move to Priyanka. Priyanka, if you can tell us a little about pranayam.
Pranayam. Pranayam is all about consciously having control over your breath. So as Meenal rightly said, that it helps you get into present. And there are many people who probably, if they come to a yoga class, some people don't give much importance to pranayam. They feel doing asana is all about doing yoga. That's it. But beyond that, if they talk about metabolism, losing weight and all, but I somehow find pranayam is a key star, to lose weight. Because once you start breathing a lot of oxygen, your metabolism starts going high up. And that's
Mm.
how you cure a lot of diseases, especially your nervous system when you're into stress, anxiety, or depression. Your mind is into fight and flight. Like your mind has to transform from the sympathetic system to the parasympathetic system. So what does it do? Right from the fight and flight condition of your mind, it gets to rest and digest. So when you
Yeah.
breathe correctly, your food pattern goes nice and your digestion also goes properly. So
Yeah.
pranayama is also equally important as much as the asanas are important. So it's ultimately your breath that you're living through. You don't live through asanas, but you live through your breath.
True, true. So I would like to know from Dr. Shweta that you are a physiotherapist, especially talking about heel, toe, the balance of the body. And when you're talking about gravity, what kind of people come to you with the issues? Generally, see, people can say मैं योगा में गई थी, मैं जुम्बा में गई थी, मैं फिजिकल फिटनेस का ये किया था और उसके बाद से मेरा हाथ दुख रहा है या मेरा ये हो रहा है. So what is the kind of wear and tear which actually happens, or people tend to ignore? Because I feel when people will come to somebody like Meenal or to Priyanka, their major concern will be weight loss, fat loss, or so that is something which is very
Yes.
superficial. But when Meenal is saying that I'm talking about looking inward, it's like a journey. It's a change in your mindset, because first you have to change the conditioned mind which is talking only about the outer layer कि मुझे पतला होना है. But vis-a-vis, if
Right.
you go to Meenal or Priyanka, they will say कि patla is a byproduct. Weight loss is a byproduct of a consistent effort which you're
Right.
doing. you know
Yeah.
but the major focus of going to a therapist would be like, acha mujhe patla hona hai. But people, when they come to you after visiting them or doing practices, what kind of injuries do they actually come with, or they tend to overlook for a long time?
Right. So to answer your question, I get lot of people who are already in pain and injury, and it is not a acute pain. Majority patients who come, they are suffering in pain since many months or many years. And as you said, people are ignorant about their health. Like pain ho raha hai, move laga lo, balm laga lo, and pull on. They consider pain as a normal norm. But we need to understand this fact that we human beings, we are designed to move and be
Yeah,
physically active. But as compared to the previous generations, how active are we right now?
true.
Okay, because of industrialization, because of civilization, we all have picked up jobs which makes us sit in one place for long hours. Okay,
True.
mobility बहुत कम हो गई है, the screen time has increased, so because of that we are becoming like a magnet. We are pulling all the pains and aches towards ourselves. So yes, we get a lot of patients who are, neck pain is very common because you are
Yeah.
sitting in front of computers like a robot all day. Shoulder pain is again very common because it is a kind of repetitive strain injury. You use the mouse, you use your phone, so wrist pain, elbow pain, tennis elbow, frozen shoulder, all these are common problems. Plus posture, गलत posture में बैठने की वजह से back pain is again becoming very common. Well, back pain is not like बहुत severe होता है, but it is like a mechanical back pain which might present itself in mild, moderate, or severe form. And of course, as I am totally into foot, I get a lot of patients with heel pain, like knee pain, knock knees, or calf pain, bunion. So there are a lot of deformities which are developing because of misuse. Like normally arch aisa hona chahiye, so people are getting into the flat-feeted format. So the arches are not getting a chance to develop. So a lot of developmental problems are also happening. Like these days, that's why exercise is a very important factor. You all need to exercise. You all need to be physically active. You all need to do yoga. Yoga will keep you away from all the pains and aches which you are about to attract to your life. Which is why as we always focus, yoga is like God.
Yoga
Do
se hi
yoga
hoga.
and stay fit and healthy. Yoga se hi hoga.
Yoga
Yes.
se hi hoga. Yeah, good insight. So that again brings me to Meenal, Priyanka, asking that today it's almost 3 months that people are at home. People have tried to adapt the work from home, methods wherein you have to sit in front of phone, laptop, and on a desk, and so many people are also slouching. So, including me sometimes. So, you really don't take care of the basic things because, it's an uncomfortable, like, it's a very comfortable situation. It's not that five people are sitting with you and you need to maintain that decorum. Children are also of 6 years, 7 years going for online classes, sitting for screen time for so long. So I would want to know from you guys if you want to emphasize or help the viewers with some small tips of yoga which will help, or breathing techniques starting from Meenal, like ये छोटी छोटी चीजें आप कर सकते हो, और probably it simple things like इतनी देर से 2 घंटे से बैठे हो ऑनलाइन क्लासेस के लिए, but how would you move? So the importance of movement. You don't need to really take out that 1 hour and say कि अच्छा आज से सुबह 5 बजे मैं योगा करूंगा, नहीं, but there can be smaller things which you can make. So if you can tell us something about it, Meenal.
Yeah. Yeah. Firstly, if you're sitting for a longer hours, for 2 hours, 3 hours, what you can do now, you can put alarm on your phone. So every 1 hour, just stand up and do Tadasana. That's it. Otherwise, you can also do a chair yoga. You can just move your hands, your rec notation, or for some time, if you are, even for the children, if they are, बच्चे अगर सुबह से लगे स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं, तो उनको जस्ट 2 मिनट्स के लिए आईज बंद करना है, ओपन करना है, या आईज वॉश करना है. सिंपल टेक्निक्स, और इवन दे कैन डू प्राणा को up करने के लिए they can do a deep inhalation or deep exhalation, abdominal breathing they can do while sitting.
Would you like to show us some techniques? Would you like to,
Yeah, we can do alternate nostril breathing. So right nostril I'm closing. So deep inhalation with left nostril. I'm closing it, left nostril, and exhaling through right. Inhale. So with the count I'm demonstrating now. Inhale, 1, 2. Hold. Exhale, 1, 2.
Thank you. Great. So Priyanka, फेशियल योगा के बारे में मैं फिर से जानना चाहूंगी, बिकॉज सो मेनी विमेन स्पेशली आर सेइंग दैट पार्लर नहीं जा पा रहे हैं, घर का इतना काम करना पड़ रहा है, खुद के लिए इतना टाइम भी नहीं निकाल पा रहे हैं. सो क्या करें, बिकॉज इफ यू सी विमेन जनरली हैव अ वेरी typically structured schedule wherein you know that morning or evening this time I will do any form of exercises. So you're going to your gym or to your yoga class or your Zumba class. Then I will do the home chores. If you're going to work, So there is a structure. But right now, if you see, there's so much of work, multitasking which women have to do. Even being at home, they have to see the family and also getting tired वैसे. But pampering का तो कोई time नहीं मिल रहा है वैसे में. So if you want to talk about something, but we are also aging. If you see, 3 महीने बूढ़े तो हो गए. So if you want to give us some tips about doing those small things. I remember one interaction with you where you had shown us how to really maintain the jaw. Look at your jawline. So if you can give us some tips and tricks about it, or the right breathing also for that matter.
Okay, right breathing. Yeah, you're right. The right breathing is something that works faster for anything. And of course, as right breathing is, according to me, when you do something called deep breathing, okay, it takes care of the entire body of yours. Face is a part of the body. So the idea is, as much as slow you inhale in, that exhale equally slow, because people probably they inhale also fast, exhale also fast. So the idea of deep breathing is, as many time counts you're taking to inhale, assuming you're taking 4 inhalations, try to take out 4 itself. Because ideally what people do, they inhale 4 and exhale 6 out, or maybe the other way around. the idea over here is to do equal breathing. If they do equal breathing, the amount of blood that rushes on the face is massive. It's a difficult technique though, but you need to master it over time. You require a lot of patience for that. Beyond than that, there are certain exercises of the face. So after you do a lot of deep breathing, then there are certain inverted postures like Viprit Karni or maybe Shirsasana or maybe putting both your legs perpendicular to the wall. So that once you have accumulated a lot of oxygen inside the body and you're doing all the topsy-turvy asanas or the reverse asanas, it's very easy for the blood to flow towards the to the face back again. That's how the skin starts glowing and your face starts getting toned up. One of the techniques is something called Uddiyaan Bandh, that is vacuuming of the stomach, or probably people who go to the gym, they call it engaging your core inside. So when you pull your belly tight in, so what
Yeah.
happens is you have all your digestive glands inside your stomach, like your intestine, your pancreas, and all. So what happens is over the period of time, as you start aging, these digestive glands they start losing their shape inside, original shape. So the minute you're sitting and doing stomach vacuuming, what happens in this case? These organs they start getting reshaped from within. So once these organs start getting reshaped from within, that's how you get your jawline and your upper cheekbone getting lifted up, and you have these tight forehead, no lines on the forehead, and tight neck over here. You don't have the skin lagging down. So as you see, if you age, your skin also starts shrinking. Why? Because the digestive organs inside your stomach they start losing their shape. So once you are doing a lot of belly breathing and stomach vacuuming, like you're engaging the core, like you inhale, exhale, leave the breath out, the belly tighten. So what happens is when you're pulling the belly, you're leaving it, leaving it. What happens? Your glands inside are getting nicely massaged and circulated. Plus you're breathing and then you're doing inverted postures. That's how your skin nourishes and you get back the shape of your face. Like you start turning reverse aging.
Yeah.
You start
Yeah.
and healthier because it's
Yeah.
natural technique. You're just playing around with the blood that is available in the body.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is so beautiful. You know, when we talk about dialects and dialogues की yoga से होगा, a holistic approach, ये सब सुनने में लगता है. But when you really get deeper, like how Meenal was like, look inwards. So this is such a nice explanation, you know, talking about I am aging, झुर्रियाँ आ रही है, ये हो रहा है, you know, all the problems. But if you really get into the detailing of it, this is such a nice observation which actually helps you to understand your body so well. It is not only the external beauty, but it's also the internal, and that's keeping you overall healthy. You know, as you mentioned, that the connection between your stomach and then coming to your jawline, that's like wonderful. And all you're doing is playing with the oxygen level.
Yeah,
Great,
because that's
great. Thank you.
something.
Yeah, thank you, Priyanka. So, Dr. Shweta, I want to know from you, do you think ergonomics has any role to play when you are maintaining good posture?
Yes, definitely. See, basically, what's ergonomics? Ergonomics is the way you sit, like when you are working, how your physical body is functioning. So these days, like we know, like majority of people they are working from home. So the way they sit, the way they walk, the way they stand, the way how the work environment is designed for them, that is very important. Because if the work ergonomics is only not set right, then that is again an invitation for a lot of pains and aches. For example, like a simple table and chair. Okay, the way a chair should be positioned, like the elbow should be placed at 90 degrees. The way you sit, your ears should be above your shoulders should be above your hips. That is in the right pattern. Then when you sit, it is very important for your feet to stay on the floor. Like earlier, you if you remember, Maushami, पहले के tables में नीचे एक footrest आता था.
Correct.
Right? But अभी कितने tables में नीचे footrest आता है? It's like the design, as the design has changed, the footrest has only become gayab. So that footrest used to be very important because resting your feet on the floor is very important. So abhi footrest nahi hota hai. So many people they sit like this, only the forefoot is touching the floor, the heels are up. So that is again not the right position, the right way to sit, because that is putting a lot of strain, unnecessary strain on the muscles and the ligaments. जो easily cut off हो सकता है. So when you sit also, like the chair, the height of the chair should be in such a way that your ankles are at 90 degrees, your knees are at 90 degrees, and your hips are at 90 degrees. If that
Okay.
is not at 90 degrees, then you better adjust the chair, the position of your chair, the height of the chair. Then the distance of the table from the place where you're sitting, it has to be at least 8 to 10 inches. Like utna feet, 1 to 1.5 feet should be there. Like your screen should not be too closer to your eyes. And also the way you sit, like the laptop or the keypad should be in such a way that your elbows and your wrist is in one line. Wrist ऐसे नहीं होने चाहिए या ऐसे नहीं होने चाहिए. Okay, it should be in one line. Only then the strain coming on your wrist, like these days you must have heard many people, they are having tingling and numbness going
Yeah.
their fingertips, and पूरा हाथ ऐसे burning sensation होता है. So all this, like, it is a ergonomic hazard only, right?
Yeah.
Because they are sitting in the wrong posture, they are standing in the wrong posture, the work environment is not designed in such a way that they are able to give their optimum best. So it is like a total, it is a combined responsibility of the employer as well as the employee, okay, to design the perfect work environment for that person, so that jo outcome hoga, that will be much better, and of course the pains and aches will be kept far aside.
Hmm. Okay, great. So, today when we've touched upon how children are at home and spending so much time in front of screen, children go down so much to play and run. Their physical is movement is restricted. I would want to know from you guys, Meenal, especially when you're saying looking inward and emphasize on the thing that yoga, the holistic approach to life. So, how early can you actually introduce this to children? Because I think right now, as a parent, I feel that this is the best time to bring in the concept or introduce to the child about maintaining this kind of a thing. So, Meenal, if you can tell us about how can you actually introduce yoga or the holistic aspect to children? Meenal, can you hear?
I think we've lost Meenal, Moshami.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll come back to it. Priyanka, would you like to tell something about the same, like introducing yoga to children at an early age?
So then if you see is not the value of the mind, the child one child and breathing. And of course, nowadays we have yoga as one of the
Priyanka, will you take the mic a little closer? Your mic?
is it okay now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you see these days kids, they probably do it because they see TV and do, or probably because others are doing. Personally, if you go to see, till they are not really interested, you cannot emphasize them to do. You have to compulsory do yoga or something.
Yeah.
I believe till they are not 15, till they are not consciously aware of what's happening of their selves, it is
Yeah.
not that
Yes.
easy, because till they are not consciously aware that there are changes taking place in the body
Correct.
and the mind, the mindset is changing. The body will not accept the breathing or the asana exercises given to the child, because the child is just doing it as if it was doing some basic stretching. It is not taking it as yoga. Like, if there's a lecture going on in the school and they say, "Achha, now at 9:30 we have a yoga lecture," they will do it because it's not related to studies. It's not,
True.
it's just a fun and frolic activity for them. Till
Yeah.
they understand the concept or they feel the stretch. The minute you start feeling the stretch in the body, the stress hormones start responding. And that's how there is a change in the body and mind. So till the
True.
child doesn't consciously feel that, so it just feels like a mere activity to them. It's like a break. Acha, we have a yoga lecture now and abhi break hai. So it's not like a, tedious stuff that you're supposed to concentrate.
Hmm.
So yeah, they give that's even if they give an exam for it, it's like an extracurricular activity. It's not like going to be included in the mark sheet and all, and that they also know. Because
Also, I
everybody
would-
today, yeah, say.
Yeah,
I would like to add to this, Maushami, like, while talking about kids, the early age of development, like, 6 to 16 are the most important ages of development, right?
Right.
And that's where parenting is very important. So you as a
True.
parent, you doing yoga in front of the kid would motivate the child to maybe, do yoga with you. So that's what parenting, right? Parenting counts in inculcating the value of yoga, in the kid right from childhood.
Yeah,
True.
so if that, as she rightly says, so if the child sees you doing, it's a separate thing.
Yes.
But that feeling of that, acha, I have done yoga, or
Yeah. So,
yeah,
yeah. So, Meenal, in between we had lost connection. So, I was just talking about how early should we introduce yoga or the holistic approach to children.
Okay, as Shweta rightly said, that if child is seeing his mother or her mother doing yoga or any kind of exercise, वो अपने आप बच्चों में आ ही जाता है. और ऐसे अभी बच्चे बोलते हैं कि as per yoga we can introduce them after 6 or 8 years. We can, they can do simple techniques, or we can start with them like a Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. Minimum 6 or 12 will be enough for them, more than enough for them. Or they can also do a Tratak,
Okay.
or even the Bindu gazing or the Tratak. Not for the Tratak should be done under the proper guidance, but they can do a Bindu Tratak. I for my child, I have drawn here Saraswati. Can
Okay.
you see?
Yeah.
Just for
Yes.
the Tratak
Okay.
purpose.
Would you like to elaborate on that a little? Will you like to share with us a little about it?
This is a Saraswati as a Indian culture.
Yeah.
Saraswati जो है अपनी वो. But मैं मेरे बेटे को, my son is 14, so मैं मेरे बेटे को eye level पे यहाँ पे खड़ा करती हूँ और उसको ये gaze करने बोलती हूँ. So just
Okay.
for a 5 minutes or even just for a break time, these activities. So इससे बहुत सारी चीजें internal होती है, जैसे third eye chakra active होता है, eye sharp होते हैं, concentration बढ़ता है. So that's why we can do that.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. So I would now want to know a very medically related question, especially from Meenal and Shweta. So, we talk about yoga during pregnancy, right? And especially Meenal, you take pregnancy yoga also, right? So tell me, how would you talk about, or what are the specific asanas that should be actually practiced during pregnancy, and some which should be absolutely avoided?
Okay. Motherhood is a special journey. Every woman cherishes this 9 months for entire her life. So firstly, all mothers need to accept कि अभी कुछ ना कुछ changes होने वाला है. Either a food pattern body में changes होगा या emotions में changes होगा. So they need to first accept it. उसके बाद उनको सिर्फ physically strong नहीं होना है, emotionally और mentally भी strong होना है. During initial months, they can focus on developing connection with the fetus with affirmation like "I love you," "I'm blessed to have you," "We are connected," "We both are happy and healthy." Or they can do. I don't want to talk about asanas more, but I wanted to talk about the pranayam. They can do the pranayam. Alternate nostril breathing is the best. Or even the abdominal breathing, or they can chant Om chanting. The routine should be set. कि यही रूटीन पे यही होगा, मेरे 2 घंटे ये मेरे बच्चे के साथ होंगे. अगर ये टाइम सेट होगा तो सुपर.
Great. So I would like to know from Dr. Shweta that during pregnancy, the spine alignment, if you know biologically, the spine alignment changes, and that causes a lot of back pain, and I think that's the starting or the beginning trigger of your back pain, which comes with motherhood. because of the alignment of the spine. I myself, underwent the whole thing, and then the process continues. I have a teenage son. So I would want you to draw some, attention or some tips on the importance of maintaining, again, posture, very, very important. And how can one take some, precautions? See, there are technically some things which cannot be avoided, but there can be a lot of precautionary thing which can help us.
Yes. So see, Moshami, as Meenal very rightly said, while a woman decides to be a mother, she should be willing to, be ready for all the changes that are about to happen to her body. So, biologically speaking, yes, during pregnancy, the abdomen, it is flaring up. Okay, the abdominal cavity is making more space to absorb the fetus, the growing size of the fetus. So it is naturally going to put a lot of pressures on the surrounding structures, and spine being the major one. That is one factor. The second factor is a lot of hormonal changes happening in the body, right? So there is this hormone called as relaxin, which is released at a very high level to, relax all the muscles and ligaments, to loosen out the bone so that the delivery process becomes easier. But in that process of loosening the muscles, it also makes the muscles very weak at the same time, right? Which is why the spine and the core muscles and all the muscles surrounding the whole pelvic floor area become very weak. So my advice is, you need to start doing exercises to develop strength in your core muscles and your pelvic floor muscles right from your first trimester. Okay, so that as your abdominal cavity is growing, okay, the spine is already strengthened, so that the back pain which you are about to begin, okay, see, it is a byproduct of pregnancy. You can't say no to back pain, right?
Yeah.
वो तो होने ही वाला है, because your spine alignment plays a very important role. How your original natural spine is, whether you have a high you have a high curvature of your spine, or you have a flat spine. So there are many other factors. So yes, you need to prepare yourself to reduce the back pain as much as you can. So for that, your core strengthening is very important. Yoga has some excellent postures to, develop good strength in your core muscles and your pelvic floor muscles. Like, there is Tadasan. Tadasan helps to develop good strength in your leg muscles. Then there are many postures. Okay, now I don't remember the names, but yes, you can use yoga very well to strengthen your pelvic floor muscles and your core muscles. Plus, there are some excellent exercises in physiotherapy also to develop strength in your core and your pelvic floor, so that you are preparing yourself to ease out the process of delivery, and at the same time, you are not damaging your spine and your back too much.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you have to remain healthy, because after your child has come out, you can't, can't go out saying कि मुझे back pain हो रहा है, I can't lift my baby, or I can't do this, I can't do that. You have to have a healthy spine, right? So you have to start the preparatory process right from the first trimester itself, so that you make the next process easier.
Thank
And
you.
exercise is the only way out.
Thank you, Dr. Shweta. So Priyanka, you take a lot of one-on-one coachings for clients. What kind of modification do you suggest during pregnancy?
There are certain yoga props that is available. So there's a particular yoga chair that is there for inclination of your leg, where you can keep your leg perpendicular. Then there are yoga bricks, wooden bricks. It's a plastic wood brick that we use for certain postures. Then there are yoga ropes also. And then there are yoga bands also. So these are the modifications, these are the props that I will use for one-on-one clients, for ladies who are pregnant. And I will avoid ladies making them do deep twisting, or maybe too much of forward bends. Initially, I will not. And specifically keep in mind that, to go as per how the trimester talks. You cannot make the lady do something that is not allowed in a particular trimester. Like maybe something, if a lady is in her first trimester, I will not push the syllabus of the second trimester to the first one, just saying that it is a preparatory, process going through and stuff. So it is very important that is you're going as per the syllabus and trimesters. Of course, certain exercises and asanas are something that can be done throughout 9 months. Beyond than that, you have to maintain her core strength, as the doctor says, and make the lady do a lot of hip openers so that the delivery of the child is easy. The hip openers is the main technique I feel to ease out the delivery. because if the hip area, the pelvic floor is tight, the energy flow in the pelvic belt is not great, it is very difficult for the mother to pull the baby out. So hip openers are very safe right from the second to the third trimesters. Of course, first trimester doesn't have a lot of exercises, though it's a period where she has to take a lot of care. The second and third trimester is all about hip openers.
Okay, great, great. And any particular pranayam would Meenal, you or Priyanka want to suggest?
Any particular pranayam is any day deep breathing that I would suggest, as Meenal also said, and Anulom Vilom, alternate nostril breathing. It's the fantastic, and because it keeps the mother stress free, it keeps the body in harmony. Because alternate nostril breathing is such that it is such a pranayam that it probably works throughout the body, not only on your lungs, but it makes the blood circulation much more faster. It keeps the heart pulse of the mother and the child stable.
Awesome. And
Even
Dr.
breathing. Even
Sorry?
abdominal breathing will help.
Abdominal breathing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And Om
So, Dr.
chanting
Shweta, there's a
throughout
lot of. Sorry?
Om chanting throughout will help a lot. It's a
Om
universal
chanting.
chant.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
So, Dr. Shweta, that there's lot of weight which the feet needs to actually get prepared to carry. You know, as your trimester keeps moving, so you know that the feet is as it is carrying a lot of load. Throughout for all of us in the normal scenario, but in the pregnancy, it's
Yes.
always carrying 1.5 kind of a load. So, what do you suggest in terms of the feet exercises or feet relaxants?
Right. So see, before the pregnancy only, when you decide to bear a child, okay, what I suggest is you need to understand about your foot alignment, okay, because these days many ladies come to me who already have flat feet, okay, and then they are in their 7th or 8th month of pregnancy with a hugely protruded belly, and they want to go in for they come with heel pain or knee pain. So that is clearly because their foot alignment is not right, okay, to
Okay.
support their body weight, to support their increased weight, right? And that is not the time when we can start with the corrective orthotics with them, okay. So at the max what we do is we put them into a comfortable footwear, okay, and then we ask them to do a lot of foot strengthening exercises because that is the best that we can do for them, right? But as I said, when you decide to have a child, it is very important for you to understand your foot type, and then you start the process right before that only, so that as you put on weight of pregnancy, okay, your foot have some good supported footwear under them, because yes, your feet are the shock absorbers, are the primary shock absorbers of your body. When you stand, when you walk, the foot is the first contact with the ground, right? So they need
Yeah.
to be supported, they need to be supported very strongly so that they are able to support your whole body and balance your whole body when you're standing, walking, moving around. So having the right type of footwear under your foot with a good supportive arch is very important, because these days, as you know, Moshimi, about 80% people, they have very weak foot muscles, right? And these weak foot muscles, if they are put on with more than 10 kilos weight, added weight of pregnancy, they are not able to take up the load, and that's how the
Yeah.
pain and fatigue and tiredness, all these complaints, they start, right? So of course you can avoid all these problems beforehand only, and once you know everything, you can start doing some foot strengthening exercises. So two things: strengthening exercises and correct footwear, both need to go hand in hand
Great.
for your
Great.
feet to function properly.
Great, great. Thank you. I'm sure viewers
Yeah.
will have lot of insights in terms of the broader perspective of yoga, posture, and the holistic thing. We have a question for Meenal. Says that how does your emotion affect your health?
It do affect whenever we have fight or whenever something happens कि जैसे मेरे साइड से 9 है और आपके साइड से 6 है,
Hmm.
मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, कुछ हो रहा है,
Correct.
so the moment this will happen, body वो ले लेती है, कोई तो पार्ट ले लेगा, जैसे नी ले लेगा, शोल्डर्स ले लेंगे, एल्बोज ले लेंगे, और थोड़े दिनों बाद अगर हम लोग ने वो इमोशंस को सरेंडर नहीं किया या क्लीनिंग नहीं किया, तो वो पार्ट पेन होना शुरू होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कफ एंड कोल्ड, ड्यूरिंग कफ एंड कोल्ड अगर आप चेक करोगे कफ एंड कोल्ड से पहले 2 या 3 दिन रिफ्लेक्ट करोगे तो कुछ ना कुछ हुआ रहता है, उसकी वजह से बॉडी रिएक्ट करता है.
Okay.
सो अगर इमोशंस अक्यूमुलेशन नहीं चाहिए तो वन ऑफ द बेस्ट पोस्चर, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट आसन्स इज सूर्य नमस्कार.
Okay.
सूर्य नमस्कार इज फुल बॉडी वर्कआउट, सो वहां पे बिल्कुल इमोशन स्टक नहीं होते हैं एंड इट मदर अर्थ को सरेंडर किया जाता है.
So, I would want to know from you, Meenal, about Surya Namaskar, because we hear of the 108 Surya Namaskar challenge, 200 and this, all these. So I would want to know that what is the good number to begin, and so once somebody knows the real kind of Surya Namaskar ki aise hi karna hai, then it is, I think, very easy. It helps
Yes.
you in overall, as you said. So what is it? How do you start? Start with 5, go to 15. What's the?
Yeah, you need to start with 2 first. Actually, right leg से आप करोगे and left leg से करोगे, that is 1 count.
Okay.
That is one Surya Namaskar. So you need to start with first and gradually improve. So in starting, you can easily do 4 Surya Namaskar. That is 8. So
Okay.
you can reach up to 12. More than enough.
Okay.
More than enough. अगर fit body, normal, healthy body चाहिए, even during this time, Corona time, 12 Surya Namaskaras and alternate nostril breathing and abdominal breathing is sufficient to increase your immunity.
Awesome. Very good. So I think letting go is the hardest asana, to forget all the wrong things which you know and learn all the right things. Life will be much more meaningful. And it is not just said, ki yoga se hoga, but there is so much which we create a balance when it's talking about boosting the entire thing. So I would want to know from each one of you, how does yoga actually help to boost the overall mental well-being? You're talking about emotion, that is one. But again, if you say that connect yoga with the spiritual aspect, there is Om chanting, which you said, ki chant Om. But it's not only for the pregnant person. But how does it actually help you to look inside? Meenal, I would want to start from you.
Okay. First of all, we need to understand in yoga, asana comes in third. In Eightfold Path, asana comes in third, like Yama, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. Nowadays, people feel like twisting and turning their body and doing postures is yoga. No.
Correct.
It's absolutely wrong. It's not about shape of your body. It's about shape of your life.
Very good.
If your focus is only on asanas, then you are not doing yoga. आप कुछ अलग ही कर रहे हो. It's about way of your life. अगर मैं अभी I need to represent yoga. अगर मैं योग कर रही हूँ तो मैं बाहर भी जा रही हूँ तो मुझे योग को भी रिप्रेजेंट करना है. मैं अगर यहाँ पे हीलिंग दे रही हूँ, योग के बारे में बात कर रही हूँ और मैं बाहर जाके सबको गाली दे रही हूँ, झगड़ा कर रही हूँ, so I'm not a yogic person.
Yeah. Well said.
और it is not ऐसे वाला टास्क नहीं है ये. It's a साधना और कंटिन्यूस करना ही पड़ेगा ये, तो ही होगा, इवेंचुअली होगा, बट ये करना ही पड़ेगा.
So इसके बीच में, like as you said, कि आसान नहीं है, but it's a way of life. So picking from that, there's so much connection of your mental health in it, because it's not just doing 10 or 12, as you said, those Surya Namaskars and then just going out of work and throwing tantrum. But what you have basically done is done your checklist where मुझे आज exercise करना था, वो तो कर लिया, but you have not accepted the pure meaning of yoga, So that's something, because the universe has so much, connection of acknowledging things, but the basic of yoga and yoga is connected.
Mostly we are born to just give love.
Yes.
And people don't understand this. People don't give love. People expect love. The moment you will start expecting, khatam baat. Kuch nahi milne wala.
Yeah, true.
Simple.
So, tell me one thing. We talk about yoga, we talk about mental health, but why? Why is it that yoga has never been given as a therapy for mental health?
You are asking me or
I'm
Priyanka?
asking you. I'm asking Priyanka, any of you. We talk about mental health, mental wellness these days a lot, but we're not talking about yoga as a therapy. You know, we are mostly, but if you go into the detail, as you said, the way of life. So if you go into its therapy, when I asked you about pregnancy, you did not give me 10 asanas. You said affirmation. You said talk to your baby. This is yoga. This is not
Yes.
yoga. So, how do you connect it? What would you like to tell our viewers about the connection between the therapy aspect of yoga and the mental health?
Yoga is actually therapy, but people are not understanding it. As I mentioned earlier, योगासना को people लोग योग समझ रहे हैं. It's not that. It's just asana. छोटा सा पार्ट है वो योग का. So it is therapy. जैसे यम नियम में बहुत सारे चीजें हैं, सत्य, अहिंसा, अस्तेय. So अगर आप ये फॉलो करते हैं, so अपने आप वो मेंटल वेलबींग फॉलो ही होने वाला है. If like अस्तेय, suppose मुझे फॉलो करना है, okay. So what is अस्तेय? Non-stealing. So it's not about stealing. But मैं अगर मौसमी ने कुछ डाला है FB पे और मैं उनके थॉट चुरा रही हूँ और मैं मेरे FB पे पोस्ट कर रही हूँ, same thing I'm doing. So I'm not following yogic life.
Correct. Well said. I really like that. So, tell me, Priyanka, how does yoga, or can somebody bring in that positive behavioral change by yoga? What do you feel?
100%. So people can bring positive changes in yoga. First and foremost, when you say the word yoga, as Meenal rightly says that, it's not about asana. There are many much more things about yoga. People don't pay attention to pratyahar, that is withdrawal of your senses, or probably dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Dharana is what? Like an object. Dhyana is meditation on the object. Once you do meditation, you go into samadhi. So probably what happens is people don't have that, mental peace. They are full time either in the future or either they are in the past. In present, they are not there. So in present, I mean to say there is a lot of surprises actually in the present. So yoga, the word yoga actually means present. It's like a gift. Say for example, what is the meaning of the word yoga? Union of body and mind. So
Correct.
once if there is your body, you're doing some work. Say for example, if you're driving a car, you're physically driving a car, but your body is there, but your mind is not there. What happens? If your body is exactly accident, if your body doesn't support the mind, or the other way around, the mind doesn't support the body, it goes into an accident. Similarly, if you're sitting and cooking food, if you're physically present and cooking food, and mentally you're somewhere in your future thought or in your past, of course the food doesn't turn out to be good.
Totally.
So it is very important to stand present. So the concept of yoga is not limited to asanas. It is way beyond asanas. So
Yeah.
similarly, if you want to go to an hotel and if you want to relish some particular cuisine that you want to, like say for example, the very popular cuisine is pav bhaji. You're hungry, but if you don't relish it, like you don't feel that sense taste of it. You're physically present, but you're not feeling the senses of the taste. You're not doing yoga. So yoga is an infinite concept where you're applying it practically everywhere. It's not about just the posture and the breathing and the asana. It's beyond that. It is applicable everywhere because you are mentally and physically present everywhere. You have to be, rather. You can't be mind somewhere else and body somewhere else. So once when you start practicing it that way, you probably will start developing your senses. You will start getting your self-worth, that acha, I am like that. You will start getting awareness of your shadow qualities, where you will suddenly realize, oh, your shoulder blades are stiff, your ankles are stiff, which you never even realize whether or not these energies in the body, they start getting locked if you are not working in present. So
true.
you have to apply this to everything. For example, if I'm talking to you also now, if I'm talking to you but my mind is somewhere else, I cannot talk in my senses.
Totally.
Yeah,
so
and this union, as she rightly said, Priyanka rightly mentioned, it's a union of body and mind. But with whom? With the universe.
Yeah.
जहाँ से आते हैं.
True.
और योग करने से ही हम लोग वहाँ पे कनेक्ट हो गए.
Yeah, very, very true. So I think we all agree, that yoga has a lot to offer to us. The simplicity with it, with what it is designed, and what it helps us to achieve very simple things. The joyful journey of life, where self-awareness is the most important thing. We are talking about materialistic things, ki patle ho jayenge, ye ho jayenge, wo ho jayenge, but we are not accepting the overall way of life. And I think we all agree to this, that it's a way of life more than yoga or yogasanas. We see asanas is a part of yoga, but the bigger picture is yoga. So we have a lot of comments from people talking about you guys and how they appreciate and what you said, and they agree. I would like to thank all of you for taking time out and coming and sharing your first hand experiences of the particular thing, because breaking or busting the myth is very important. We talk about 108 Surya Namaskar. As you said, Maushmi ne kuch dala aur maine chura liya. So similarly, the moment, somebody who in the mind is thinking that I have to lose weight, or, is not even thinking about the health factor, there is no connection कि I have to be healthy. As you're saying कि our feet is not designed to take that kind of weight. You're not thinking of that कि weight से मेरे पैरों को कितनी तकलीफ होगी. But instead you're thinking मुझे पतला होना है to fit into that dress, or to because all सब लोग पतले हो जा रहे हैं. Or going to a particular class, any fitness class also, because all are doing, but there is no synergy in terms of that. So thank you guys for coming in, sharing your first hand experiences of what it is and what you're doing in your field with your clients on a daily basis, and also overall the whole thing of how you maintain the life, and when you're saying about universe, that the universe has so much to offer. Thank you so much. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maushmi. Thank you for this
Thank you,
chance.
Maushmi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.